Breaking news on our top story at the top of it. The government sources have told headlines today that Pakistan is not ready for resumption of dialogue. Sources have told headlines today that the ball is in Pakistan's court now, as by continuing to meet Hurriyat leaders, Pakistan has indicated that it is not ready for a resumption of the dialogue process or any framework therein. The sources say that Pakistan has to decide now how it wants to take the process forward. Sources also unequivocally said that talking to the Hurriyat is not acceptable to New Delhi. Sources also telling our reporters that the Islamabad meeting of the foreign secretaries would have discussed the framework for the Modi-Nawaz meet in New York next month. That meeting is pretty much cancelled now. Since Pakistan chose to speak to the Hurriyat instead, India will now wait and watch. Sources, however, have claimed that there is no freeze in Indo-Pak ties or talks. The mechanism that was in place till Pakistan spoke to the Hurriyat remains in place, and channels of communication still exist. I want to go straight across to headlines today's editor of Strategic Affairs, Govt Sawant, breaking the story here on headlines today at the top of Newsnight at 8. Govt, the process of talking is still on. There's no freeze, but for all practical purposes, the ball is in Pakistan's court now. The Modi government has made its signal, made its sentiments amply clear, but with its continued provocation, Pakistan has signaled that it is not interested in dialogue.
You're spot on there, Shiv. Top-ranking sources in the Narendra Modi government have told headlines today that the ball is now in Pakistan's court. The Narendra Modi government had given Pakistan ample opportunity to get out of that situation of talking to Hurriyat leaders. There is no precedent of talking to Hurriyat leaders before foreign secretary level talks.
Yes.
And this government made it very clear. Foreign Secretary Sujata Singh Abdul Basit and told him that he should not be meeting the Hurriyat. The warmth that was there in Indo-Pak ties, it should be increased and not bring in a new chill. Yet Abdul Basit went ahead with these talks, and this goes on to indicate that Pakistan is not ready to discuss the framework for resumption of composite dialogue. So now one thing is very clear: Sujata Singh will not be travelling to Pakistan, and should Pakistan want to initiate talks with India, Pakistan's court. What this also means, Shiv, is that if Sujata Singh had travelled to Pakistan, he would have discussed the proposed meeting between Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Nawaz Sharif, and now that also hangs in balance.
That hangs in the balance. We can pretty much assume it's not official just yet, but that meeting that was being negotiated, the framework was being discussed on what the modalities of that meeting would be between Nawaz Sharif and Narendra Modi on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York next month is off the table as well. The ball is in Islamabad's court. Let's see what their next move is. Thanks, Gaurav, for that breaking piece of news.